What's up, YouTube? Got a question on a PM a couple days ago from a guy who asked a pretty good question. He wanted to know where I got the majority of my medical supplies and whatnot, and well, that's what this video is kind of gonna be about. Sitting in front of you is an M17 GI issue field medical kit that I've added a lot of things to. I did buy this on Amazon. If you go on Amazon and look up M17 Medical Bag, you should come up with some hits on it. Alright, so yeah, if you go on Amazon.com, look up M17 Medical Bag, you can probably find one of these. I got this one stocked. I believe it was about $150, and considering what came in it, I'll go through that with you in a second. Considering what came in it, it was a hell of a deal. So anyway, a little bit about the bag. On the back side, it's got these little D-rings. It does come with a, you can see the D-rings here on the bottom, top here. Comes with backpack straps that you can stick on there. I didn't really see a need for that. It's got closures on both sides and the front. So basically you just undo the cinch straps and you can get into it. The thing I really like about this bag is when you open it, it rolls out into 3 sections, and I took the liberty of using some cloth medical tape to label each of the pockets and its contents. So yeah, we can get into, we'll just work from here back, I guess. So right here is heavy bleeding CPR type things, blood stoppers. A lot of this stuff didn't come with the kit, but some of it did. We have a trauma dressing roll, I believe that came with the bag. This quick cloth did not, I guarantee you that. A lot of things I have stored in these heavy duty lock sack, Ziploc type bags. They're really heavy duty, plastic, and the seal is awesome, so you can guarantee the stuff's going to stay dry. Anyway, this CPR pocket resuscitator, that did not come with the bag. This I got on Amazon, including the quick clot as well. I have another one of these combat medic reference guides. The paper that the book is made out of is water resistant, so if you get blood or snot or vomit or whatever all over it, you can just wipe it off. It's kind of cool that way. I caught a couple of these Israeli hemorrhage control bandages. Kind of shows you how to use the item. Little directions there. This, again, I got on Amazon. These gauze rolls, Amazon. Combat application tourniquet, again, on Amazon. I'm seeing a trend here. There's another one of the Israeli type bandages. This large sterile dressing, 12 by 30, this came with the bag. And there's 3 or 4, well, 2 or 3 of them in there. I like to keep all these things in specific little packages, or rather pockets, rather. Oh, also in there was a pair of vinyl gloves. This came with the kit, I believe, as well. You know, when you go on Amazon and look at these bags, the ones that are stocked, it has a pretty decent description of what comes in it. Okay, in this one we have sponges, gauze, ab pads, chest seals, and a medical handbook. Okay, so in here I have the Army Special Forces Medical Handbook. It's really dull reading, but there's a lot of information in here, obviously. It's 600 pages. It's a thick book, but it's fairly compact. I mean, you can see by the size of my hand, it's a small book, but there's a lot in it. Alright, so in here we have a lot of these, all of these ab pads came with the bag. There's 5 of them there. Make that 6. There's just a ton of gauze in here. These topper dressings I got on Amazon. You know, it's important to know the difference between sponges, topper pads, and just plain old gauze pads. They all have different purposes. Gauze pads are really for just covering wounds, where these topper dressings and sponges are really for absorption when there's heavy bleeding going on. Also in here are a couple of Asherman chest seals. This is to help you if a wounded individual is suffering from tension pneumothorax, which is caused from a bullet wound that punctures the cavity that your lungs are in. What happens is your lungs expel air as you inhale into your chest cavity, and the more the individual inhales, the tighter, or rather the more filled his chest cavity becomes with air. What these guys do is there's a little gauze pad, and basically it's just a rubber flap that you place over the bullet wound, and there's a thing. I'm not going to open this. These are kind of expensive. They're about 20 bucks a piece, but there's a little rubber valve in here that will keep air from collecting in the cavity, so to speak. It's got a one-way valve, so the air can actually exit the chest cavity, but no more air can flow through that valve back into the chest cavity. So I have a couple of those. Again, they're called Asherman chest seals. They're expensive, but I recommend you have a couple. You never know. And also in this pocket I still have some more of these jumbo size trauma dressings. Moving on to the next pocket. Here I have basically just medicines, for lack of a better word. I'll see. I'll show you. There's a bunch of different bags of things. Another lock sack, and here I have probably a dozen or more of the medical masks. I have a small container of Gold Bond foot powder. I got actually these masks and the Gold Bond foot powder at my local drugstore. You can go to CVS or Walgreens or whatever to get stuff like that. Right here we have more. This is called Z-Sorb AF. It's kind of like a Gold Bond, but it's for all kinds of crazy stuff. Shit you don't want to have, obviously. Athlete's foot, jock itch, ringworm, relieves itching, burning, scaling. If you have any of those issues, you're going to want that stuff. Again, got that at CVS. These two items came with the kit. It's a large container of calamine lotion as well as some burn spray, which probably has lanacane or something in it to take the sting out of that burn. It also probably treats the area so that you don't get infected. Cortisone 10 for those itchy moments. Got that at CVS. And here I just have various pills. There's some aspirin, Tylenol, Benadryl, Motrin, some antidiarrheals. That's about it for those. All those I bought in bulk at Costco. Here I have some outdoor skin cleanser. It's actually mainly used for removing like sumac or poison oak. Good shit to have. It also cleans your skin. You can clean your tools with it apparently, and your clothes, your pets, and skunk, goo, and sap. It'll take it all out. That I got at REI, I believe. Little container of ibuprofen, again CVS. Have a couple of 5-hour energies in here. I believe I got those at Costco. Multi-purpose saline solution for washing out eyeballs. Good to have. Again, I got that CVS. This came with the bag. It's petroleum jelly. There's 1,001 uses from this, from lubrication to fire starting. It's good to have. This did come with a bag, I think I mentioned. Some antacid tablets. That came with the bag. Here's a, or pardon me, that came from CVS. Another roll of antacid. And here I have some hand sanitizer, which I got at CVS. Inside this, there's just some various, these came with the kit. It's just the generic pain reliever type stuff, and also in there are some ammonia inhalants. You crack one of those open and stick it in a guy who passed out's face and he'll wake up gagging quickly. These did come with the kit. Another thing of generic pain reliever I got from CVS. Providone iodine solution. This stuff is worth its weight in gold, especially if you mix it with water. You don't really need to use this stuff directly on anything unless you're trying to clean it, but you don't want to put this in open wounds. You'll kill the tissue. More 5-hour energy. Some Listerine. Always good for if you have mouth infection or bad gums or you name it. And what else we got? There's a stethoscope. This came, it's a crappy stethoscope. It's a $10 stethoscope, but when you need one, you got one. This did come with the kit. And lastly in here are some alcohol swabs that I have in another lock sack bag. There's the logo, you guys, if you're interested in pursuing. I got all my lock sack bags also on Amazon. Alright, I won't bore you putting that stuff away.